I want to share with you what I truly do believe is the biggest challenge all beginning stock traders face. And really, even if you're not a beginner like myself, it's still a challenge that is a problem. And it creates all sort of temptations and emotions that is, it's got to be one of the worst, if not the worst experiences a trader can go through. But it is a challenge you must overcome. You've got to be able to fight through it. You've got to be able to deal with it because it can get you in a whole lot of trouble. And there is no theory on my part. It's happened to me before and it's gotten me into trouble before. But in this situation, I want to just share with you what this actual situation is. So that way I'm not sitting here in theory trying to describe some sort of hypothetical situation. You can just see exactly how this plays out. And then I want to come back and I'll talk about it a little bit because this is a clip taken from one of the live trade videos, which is another series I do on the channel. So I'll make little comments in it, but I really kind of want to map out the human mind and how it tends to work. And what, like I said, you need to be very aware of. These are the little things that really separate traders that last in the long term and those that ultimately blow up their accounts because they let this challenge overcome them. And I want you to beat the challenge. I want you to pass this test because it is, like I said, the biggest challenge out there. And I think you're going to agree with me once you see what happens here. So let's go to my desktop and see how this situation plays out. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get long here at 53.25. I think this thing wants to make a movement back to the upside here now. So in at 53.25. There's the break of 53.25. Can it get up through 53.50? That's what I'm very curious about. It's working its way up there, kind of. So let's see what this thing wants to do here. Well, at this point, I might go ahead and just pause the video as it kind of just goes sideways at this area. So I will do that. I'll go ahead and pause, and then I'll get the video rolling if it looks like it wants to actually make a move. I still like the overall movement here, so just adding another 500 more because I still like the overall trend here. I think it still has a good chance of getting back above 53. So let's see if it can do that. So I have 1,000 shares at 52.82 average. Like I said, I'm looking for that break back above 53. So still just trying to consolidate out here. So working its way up, well, kind of working its way up to 53. At this point, I think that if it does break through 53, it'll pop very, very nicely. Pop meaning move rapidly to the upside. But it really does seem to be consolidating out here nicely.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and pause for the time being. Okay, added some more down there at 52. So my average is 52.55 with 1,500 shares. But like I said, I'm still bullish on this thing. So I took some off at 52.65. But let's see if this thing wants to make another go back to the upside here. So I did lock in some profits there. But 52.50 needs to get out of the way. So can it work its way back up to do battle with 52.50 now is the question. It's trying to. Well, the 52.30s now seem to be the annoying part here. It can't get through the 52.30s now. So it's got me thinking if it can get through the 52.30s, it's got a good chance. So once again, 52.35. That general area really seems to be the key area of resistance. Yeah, look at this, ridiculous. Can it get through the 52.30s? All right, all out there. Not going to fool around with it anymore. So unfortunately, a loss of $700. I gave it plenty of time to try to work with me. It just didn't want to. So it is what it is. Well, it got me. Now you see it's bouncing out. So I just couldn't sit there anymore. Couldn't risk having this thing just totally, roll back that much further on me. But here you could see, because again, my average is at 52.50. Now I was still waiting for 53. So I'm not saying I would have been totally okay, but I could have very well seen myself selling some more at 52.85, which definitely happened and would have been possible. And maybe this thing is getting ready to roll up or get back over 53, which, like I said, I was thinking the whole time, but there does reach the point where you just got to wave the white flag and protect your account. So yeah, $700 down, not pleasant, especially when you then see it go in your favor. But, sometimes this happens as a trader. And there it goes. There was the break above 53. Not even, no point in trying to act tough about it. That stings. That stings quite a bit, but it happens. Like I said, at that point, it was looking very, very possible that it could have been rolling back over, but ultimately did work its way back upwards, but oh well.
So embarrassing. But I mean, at least cut me some slack. If you've traded before, have you been there before? Where you sell, you get out, you honor the stop loss, you manage risk, and then the price just goes in your favor. It's frustrating, right? And it's annoying. It's insert blank of really any emotion that just makes you, ugh. But this is what makes it such a big challenge. And this is what I want to make you aware of so that you know to pay attention to it, because these voices are going to show up. So here's me, and then we had NVEX happen, like you just saw. But sometime down the line, so over here, and I'll just talk about myself because this is going to happen to me. So sometime, again, at some point, I'm going to go, and there's going to be XYZ. There's going to be some sort of trade out there. And you know what that trade is going to do? That trade is going to begin to go against me. Just like you saw. It's going to start to not work out, and it's going to start to fall. And this is the voice that's going to show up. So like I said, I'm talking to you just as much as I'm talking to me. The voice that's going to show up is, Clay, listen, I know it's going down, but remember what happened with NVAX, Clay? Remember that one? Remember? It went down, and yeah, you were all disciplined. Oh, good job. Good job managing that risk. And then what happened to you, Clay? Then it went in your favor big time, and you could have made so much money. Remember that? Do you remember? Do you? Do you remember when that happened? And it's going to tempt you. It is going to do it's going to have good evidence on why you should break the rule, why I should break the rule with XYZ. But you can't listen to it. Do not listen to that voice. Do not allow that to trick you into, okay, well, yeah, that's true. The last time on NVAX, that was so annoying. I mean, I don't like losing $725. That was terrible. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, what does that lead to? That leads to a rule break, meaning you are now breaking your rules within your system. And rule breaks, well, instead of just sitting here and again throwing hypotheticals at you, let me show you some examples of what can happen with very similar setups if you let this big old voice, that big temptation voice, show up and convince you to break rules. So let's go again to my desktop.
Welcome to my desktop here. Now in this, what I'm trying to show you and try to focus on is just how to start when it comes to overcoming this challenge. I mean, it's one thing to realize the challenge exists, but you still need to know how to actually overcome it. And by focusing on a couple examples here, if I do my job right, it's going to give you a good job of how to start to approach, how to start to kind of view these sorts of situations. So here we have, again, the whole overall idea from that trade was something, the price gapped up and then it did start to pull back. So the whole idea in a very oversimplified approach is something starts strong, pulls back, and then you want it to go back higher. So that was, like I said, that's an oversimplification, but that gets the idea across. So here you can see the price actually gapped up, made a nice move upwards, and then started to pull back. So at this point, I could have very well taken the trade because it's starting to show some signs like it's trying to level out. And at that point, it's definitely not a guarantee, of course, but logical to think that the price could continue on up. But let's just see what actually happened. So right there, the price broke down below there. And I could easily be saying, well, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that because think back, this happened before and then the price recovered. The price ended up going back up, which you've now already seen. But let's see, did that actually happen in this case? Well, still going down. Whoa, still going down even more. Woo, still going down even more. That is pure brutality, and you can see the price goes down even more. I mean, think about that. Again, yeah, it would have been annoying to get up here and then have the price go back up like you saw with the live trade video. But how much more painful, how much more annoying would have been to not get out, to fail at the challenge, to listen to the voice that shows up only to have something like this happen. That would wipe away a whole lot of wins. That could wipe away, who knows, your whole entire account. Here we are looking at Roku, ticker symbol ROKU. Same idea though. Once again, this price gapped up, started to pull back. Now it's showing some signs of strength. So again, more than logical, not guaranteed logical to think that, maybe this thing wants to continue on up. So let's see what happens. Next candle there, you get even more confirmation. Like, okay, it looks like it wants to get out. So or not get out. Looks like the price, wants to get up and, keep on moving. But right there starts to show some weakness. So if you listen to the voice, starts to show more weakness. Well, now look at it. Again, somewhere up around here. That's just generally speaking, but you get the idea. Just wave the white flag, get out of the trade. It doesn't seem to be working. But if you listen to the voice, if you fail the challenge, then look at that. Down the price goes even more. Again, yes, getting up, getting out right around there, annoying, especially if it tends to go in your favor. But I assure you, if something like this happens, you will be so proud of yourself. You will say, wow, I just avoided an entire account train wreck. So again, yes, these things can happen out there. How do you start avoiding the challenge? How do you start overcoming that challenge? By realizing that there's scenarios like this that could happen to you. Let's look at one more. For a final example here, Boeing, again, premise is the exact same. Gap up, it starts to pull back, starts to work its way back upwards. So at this point, not guaranteed, but logical to think that I could continue on up. Yeah, that's absolutely logical. So, get in somewhere right around here. Things are still looking good. Things start to show some weakness, and then things show a whole lot more weakness. But if you listen to the voice, if you fail the challenge, and you decide, no, I'm just going to break some rules. I'm going to break the rules. Well, this is what very well could happen. Bleeding, 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 and even more bleeding. Think about that. Rules, said you should have been out somewhere up around there. If you break the rules, all it takes is one of these, and look how it just continued to bleed and bleed and bleed. And that's something that can wipe away a whole lot of your account. And these are real life examples. This has happened. This is not some sort of, well, this is what could happen. No, these are all scenarios that have played out in the real world of trading, and that could truly happen to you.
Yeah, full disclosure on my part, I'm 100% trying to help you overcome this challenge through fear tactics. I'm trying to scare you into being disciplined. I'm trying to use any sort of teaching mentality or coaching approach to try to scare you. Overcome the challenge, beat the challenge, beat this voice by being scared, by realizing that the examples you just saw, those are not like some sort of pretend example. I picked those out. Those were examples that really did happen. And that could happen to you with a rule break. Now, sure, a couple rule breaks might actually get you gains. But then all of a sudden your system starts to get murky. You start to lose your reference points. And then it just takes one. Which is not hard to believe at this point, right? You saw the examples, just one of those. And it can wipe away a ton of your wins, maybe all your wins, maybe put you into the red. So just don't listen to this voice when it shows up, because now I don't know if all traders necessarily show embarrassing trades like NVAX, but it wasn't embarrassing. Now, of course, it's embarrassing to look back and kind of laugh about it and be like, oh, I literally basically sold the bottom and then it goes in my favor. But you know what? That was a good trade, and I'm proud of that trade, and I want you to be proud of those trades too, because you know what? Something else much worse could have happened, and then your account is looking much different than what it was if you had just honored your system and honored the stop loss in the first place. So just keep that in mind, and hopefully I've made you nervous. Hopefully I've scared you a little bit. Hopefully you have to go change your underwear, and that way, you know what? Odds are, and I won't make a guarantee, but I'd like to think that I've increased the odds quite a bit that you're going to be able to overcome that challenge and stay in the game, stay in the business of trading, because this is the thing that blows up so many accounts of both beginner and even experienced traders if they just let the voices get to them too much. And I don't want to see that happen to you. So hopefully you found this interesting. Hopefully you found this helpful. Like I said, hopefully you need to go change your underwear because I scared you so much if I did my job right. Now, before I go, if you enjoyed this video, a couple quick requests. First off, if you want me to keep making videos like this, just hit that like button. That's a very fast and easy way to communicate to me that you enjoy these. Also, leave a comment down below, questions, suggestions, anything. If you watch any of my other YouTube videos, then I'll reply to all the comments. So leave one down below. And then finally, check out the channel as a whole. If you like that little section of the live trading action, I have an entire playlist of those. So you can check those out on the channel too. And hopefully you decide to ultimately hit that red subscribe button because I'd love to have you as a subscriber to the channel. So get out there, be aware of the challenge, And as soon as you're aware of this challenge, you can overcome it and just realize that, yeah, things can get really bad if you let it. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.